Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to our weekly KW Technology Community Webinar, welcoming all ambassadors and MC Techs. And thank you all for the confirmation that you can hear me. I always appreciate that. All right, so as you can see, we've got some fun things on the agenda. Well, hopefully the first one's fun. It's at least an update. It's information for you, which I know is probably the top thing on your minds. So let's go ahead and talk about the KW website early adopter and what we've got for you with regards to this release. Earlier this week, well, let me just start by saying that the target date to have the websites released to all MC Techs and ambassadors has been pushed back a bit until the last week in December. That's still the target. But we're hopeful that before the end of the year, you will have your new websites. Obviously we wanted them to be delivered to you earlier, but we also want you to have a great experience. We want to get it right. So a little bit later than we had thought. If you missed it, or if you did attend and want to replay the webinar, you can now catch a recording of the webinar. Kevin Weber delivered this earlier this week on Tuesday, called KW Website Early Adopters, What You Need to Know. You can find that on YouTube. The KW Technology Training Team has a channel, and there is a playlist which includes this webinar as well as a similar webinar that we did for the first round of early adopters, really the same information with just a few updated dates. But if you watch this webinar, it is about 30 minutes. Well, you can see the time right there, 32 minutes, 42 seconds. It walks you through what you'll see when you first log in for the very first time, and just kind of a walkthrough of the admin tool, all of the setup steps that are involved to take you from a very basic website, which we will have provisioned for you. If your MLS is in agreement with Playster, there are some MLSs where the connection hasn't been made yet. I'll talk about that in a moment. But if we can provision your IDX solution, then that will be done for you already. And then you can build out your website and just get comfortable with all of the different ways that you can change the look and feel of your website. You can try out the blog. If you do have your IDX turned on, there are so many different ways that you can choose to display listings. There's different filters that you can apply. And the webinar will cover a brief overview of all of those areas, and then built into the tool itself is very, very, very detailed help. So even if you didn't watch the webinar, if you just logged in and clicked on the help icon, you could pretty much get everything you needed. It's an extremely easy platform to use. So the webinar is there for you. Also, in your handouts of the GoToWebinar control panel, you'll see one PDF, and it is agent website resources. So it's going to look just like what you see on your screen. So again, when your new site launches, it hasn't launched yet, you'll get another email when it does launch, and that email will include a temporary password that you'll use to log in. So once you log in, you'll get the screen shown there, and it's instructing you not to click the don't have an account, sign up now. If you do that, you're actually starting your whole new personal account with Playster, and you want to go through the KW route. And then a couple of notes about customizing your new site. So that's all in the handout for you. And then another great resource for you, which you see pictured on the left here on the slide, is located at mykw.kw.com/website. And the screenshot is showing what's on the bottom half of that web page. So I'm going to bring that up for you live, because we received many, 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 many questions. I'm talking thousands, because we had about 500 attendees on the webinar with an average of 2 to 3 questions per person. So that's a lot of questions. A lot of those questions have answers on this page. Again, this is mykw.kw.com/website. And this is what it looks like at the top of the page. If you scroll down under this overview section, some of the great features and benefits, then you've got this list of frequently asked questions. So I would recommend bookmarking this page, and as you have questions, as you're receiving questions from agents or your leadership in your market center, this is a great place to go for answers. And then as we always promise, we did take all of the questions that we got. We're going through them, trying to sort out the ones that aren't already answered, and we will add to this as we have answers. And when this website release happens for the global audience, well, US and then Canada, next year, then this will be available in the knowledge base. We'll have FAQs in the normal knowledge base as we do for all of our other technology systems. Okay, so let me jump back to our slides. So just a reminder, this link isn't there now. It will be there when we launch the new websites. When we launch the new websites is going to be hopefully the week of December 28th, the last week in December. So you'll get an email that lets you know your website is ready for you. You'll get a password, and then there will be a link in that email, or this will be live. Once you log into My KW, go to the technology menu, and way at the bottom, your menu might look different. You might not have exactly the same items as you're seeing here on my screen, but regardless, way at the bottom, just so it's easy to find, there will be a new link, and it will say New KW Website Agent. When you click that link, then you'll get the little login window that you see over there on the right side, and that's where you'll put in your email address, which will be your username, and then the password that you got in the email. Okay. And of course, the more we get information on that target date, as we know more, we will certainly communicate that. In fact, before I go further, I want to make sure that you're all aware of our blog. Not so much a blog, more of just a way of us communicating our updates and what we're going to talk about on our webinars every Friday. So you can see the URL up here, kwritechtraining.blogspot.com. This is done through Google Blogger. And so each Friday morning, we let you know what's going to be covered on the webinar. And if you missed today's webinar, then at least you'll get a snapshot of it here. So everything I've just told you is documented here on our blog post. And then because we're doing some special webinars every Monday for the rest of this month, this is a little description of what's coming up next Monday. So what you could do is follow our team, the KW Technology Training Team, on Google. Then, of course, you will know every Friday when we update this blog. So this is a great way to stay informed without having to log in any place and find out what we're going to be talking about and get links and things like that to your resources. All righty. Now let's move on. Question came in. Absolutely, yes. If you would like to copy and paste information from our blog to share within your market center, yes, by all means, please do that. We hope that you do that. We do. We realize that you're the entree into making sure that all of our agents are informed on what's available with our technology. So absolutely feel free to borrow anything that we communicate. We do limit the these webinars and access to the community through Back Agent to MC techs and ambassadors. But if there's something in there that's going to help out in your market center, then you definitely can filter that out as appropriate for your agents and leadership. So something else that's new is that next family reunion, well, it's already sold out. As you probably know, it's been sold out for a little while now. So we have another option so that in your market center, you can catch some of the big events. They'll be live streamed. So talk with your leadership. There's going to be an article about this in Sunday's KW Now. So look out for that Sunday evening if you're checking your email on Sunday, or it will be there Monday morning. But as you can see, until January 11th, this is priced at $625, and everybody in your market center will get a live stream of some of the larger breakout sessions, a host guide, recordings of the sessions that you can view over and over and over again, as well as a lunch and learn package. So there will be more details in KW Now, but because this is technology related, we wanted to make sure that all of you were informed that this is an option. And if you are going to be at Family Reunion, then of course we really hope to see you at the MC Tech and Ambassador session, which is going to be Sunday at 11:30. Okay, now we're going to show you, speaking of Family Reunion, we're going to show you a tool called Trello. And by a show of hands, has anybody heard of Trello or tried it out? Kevin's raising his hand. Okay, Kevin, myself, and our teammate Andy, the three of us work like a little assembly line to bring you all of the webinars and recorded videos that we do. And we are always finding a better way to manage our workflow. It truly is a workflow. We've looked into some complicated project management tools. We just stumbled upon this tool called Trello the other day, and literally we logged in, set up accounts. 5 minutes later, we are all cooking on our workflow and passing things back and forth. So it's a great way to at least figure out what is your workflow if you're in the phases of trying to figure that out before going to something more complicated, or this might even meet your needs. So I wanted to give you a demo of what Trello can do for you. This is just a free tool. It's nothing that we offer or support, but it's fun and it's life-changing, at least for our team, and I personally use it for managing other aspects of my life. So a scenario is the family reunion breakout sessions. How do you think we plan for 200 plus breakout sessions every year? That's literally how many we have. I think the exact number is 216. And this is just a screenshot from the family reunion website. So you can see just on Sunday, the 14th, we've got breakout sessions happening at 7:30 in the morning until 8:45. And during that time, if you've ever been to family reunion, you know there's probably 20 different breakout sessions happening all at the same time. You'll have to look in your guide and find out which one's in which room. And then we do that again. Those are actually special ones. And then we'll have, look, boxed lunches are going to be provided next year during the 11:30 to 12:45 section. And then we've got more at 1:30 and we've got more at 3:15 to 4:30. That's just Sunday. And then we do that all again on Monday. So each breakout session has at least one presenter, maybe more, maybe it's a panel. So how do we manage all of that? And actually, I need to give credit to Keller Williams University. Family Reunion, the breakout sessions really are their product. They tell us what to do and they make sure that all of that happens. And I wanted to show you what their system looks like. You ready? There it is. Yep, they use Postit Notes, which actually is very effective. I've been here in the international office for 5 years. This is my 6th family reunion, and this actually works very well because so you can see each big Post-it note poster in the background represents a day and a time, and then each little Post-it note, each color means something different. It means what audience that breakout session is intended for. Each of the black boxes that the Post-it notes are going into represents the different rooms in the convention center. We know how many people each of those rooms hold, and we write the titles of the breakout sessions on the Post-it notes and move things around until it all fits. So this actually works well, and it's publicly posted on a wall, so anybody who needs to help plan can come and see it, and we can have meetings and move things around. It works really great. So, but when we go back to our desks, it's nice to have maybe a digital version of that. So this is just one way that you might, or that we could accomplish that. So Kevin and I have found Trello. This is a version of that Post-it note system in Trello, and I'll go in and show you how Trello works. But Trello consists of a few key components. The first thing is the board. So Family Reunion Breakout Sessions Demo, that's the name of the board. A board is like the wall where we put all those Post-it notes. So you can create a board in Trello, which would be, to manage a particular big project or something. Then each board has lists. So this is a list. So for Family Reunion, we can create a list for each day and time when we have all these breakout sessions happening. A list might also be a step in a sequential workflow. So as I said, Andy, Kevin, and I, we have a workflow where one of us creates the content, writes it, organizes it, the next one records it, the next one edits it and posts the recordings. That's just an example. So as we finish with our piece, we pass it on to the next person. So each person might have a list of tasks that are now in their court. So this is very flexible. You can use it any way that you want. But again, we're just looking at Family Reunion as an example. So you've got a board which contains lists, and then each list contains cards. Each task or item in a list is considered a card. So let me go into Trello Live and show you how to create a board. And it's very quick and easy. And yes, there are other tools that do similar functionality. A Post-it app is a suggestion. Basecamp, yep. Yes, Trello is shareable. So again, we don't necessarily endorse it. It's just something cool that we noticed was out there, easy to use, easy ramp up time. And because we are still trying to figure out what is the best way to manage our workflow, this is a great way to experiment with it until we nail it down. Okay, so I am logged into Trello, and let me type it in so you all have the URL. It's just Trello.com, and then you will be prompted to create an account. There's a free version, and that's all I've got. I'm going to show you what you can get with the free version, and then you can upgrade to a business version. So we're just going to show you what our team does with the free version. When you log into Trello for the first time, up in the left corner is an icon that's called Boards. So this is where you go to look at, you can have multiple boards created. So again, in my personal account, I've got a personal board. We've got one for our team. As I mentioned, we're going to look at this Family Reunion breakout board in a moment. And then Trello gives you something called a welcome board, which is kind of your orientation to using Trello. So this is something you might want to check out. If you go ahead and create an account, go to the welcome board and just explore that. But now let me show you the Family Reunion breakout board in action. So I've already done some of the work. So here's the name of the board. And in order to create a new board, you just scroll all the way over to the right side of your screen next to your profile, which you can add an avatar to just by clicking on your name, profile, and then just follow the prompts to add a photo. But there's a plus sign next to your profile, and that's where you can go to create a board. And then you can also create a personal team, and then business team that's available with the upgraded version. So I've already created a board, which you see here. I've called it Family Reunion Breakout Sessions Demo. It's going to be shareable momentarily to our training and implementation team, and I've already created several lists. So all of the ones for Sunday have been created. Sunday 7:30 to 8:45, and then 11:30, and then 1:30, and then 3:15. To create lists, and you have to just scroll to the right. You can keep creating lists to your heart's content. So the last item to your right will always be add a list if you want to create another one. So let's just say that the breakout sessions kept going through Tuesday. which they don't, but if they did, you would click Add a List and then just type in the name of the list. It would be Tuesday 2/16, whatever time. So you can name the list any way that you want. Click Save, and now I've got that list. So each of these lists has several cards. As you can see, Sunday, February 14th doesn't have any cards yet. So if I wanted to add a card, well, there's a link right there, add a card, and it just gives you a white space. So another session that we had, this isn't, don't take this schedule literally, this is just an example here. Introducing your new KW agent website. That's a good breakout session. And let's also have another one. Introducing your new KW Market Center website. And then notice these cards have these colors applied to them. If you hover over the colors, it tells you what that means. Blue means it's a panel. Yellow means it's for agents. So in this system, we're using these color labels to indicate two things. Who's the audience? Agents. What format is the session? Is it a presentation or is it going to be a panel where several people are interviewed? So to find out what the labels are, so let's apply a label to this one. Click on this pencil, edit labels, and then as you can see, you've got some colors that it gives you out of the box. Click on the pencil and you can change the name of the labels. And let's see, introducing your new KW website. Well, that's going to be for agents. And it is also a presentation. Click Save. There you go. Same thing for the new Market Center website. Click the pencil, edit labels. This audience, well, this is a presentation and this is for leadership. Click Save. Let's say that this session actually isn't happening till Monday. No problem, just drag it to Monday. If you want to put things in alphabetical order, that's kind of the way I work. Let's see, we've got Battle of the Script Masters is number 1 on Sunday at 7:30. Down at the bottom, Create Cappers. That should come next in the list. Just drag that up. So you can reorganize the cards in any order you want. And then you have a lot of flexibility for adding details and links to related information on any one of these cards. So for example, you can see this breakout session here called Systematizing Customer Service has this indicator 0 of 5 with a checkbox. We'll find out what that is in a minute. Those are checklist items, and it's got a due date of January 15th. So let's just click on it. You can see that you've got an area to add a description right here at the top. And then each card has room for you to add a checklist. So to prepare for this breakout session, I've added a checklist, and it's got 5 items. The first thing is to figure out who are potential people to present this session. Once we identify them, we're going to confirm. Then we're going to send that presenter the slide template. So as you complete the tasks, you can check them off. The presenter will send us the slides back. We take a look at the draft, and when they're done, we send them to KW, and all of that's got to be done by the due date of January 15th. I can add comments. Over on the right side, you still have another opportunity to add labels. You can add another checklist. You can add attachments. The attachment can be something that you upload, or it can be a URL, so a file that lives on Google Drive. It's extremely flexible. Do you want to make a copy of this card? If you have a similar item that's going to happen on another day, you can do that. Subscribe means anytime activity happens on this card, you'll be notified. So endless possibilities here. And now you can see the checkbox icon has changed to 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 items are complete for that card. So yes, you can copy a card from list to list. Another quick way to do that is just to click on the pencil and say copy, because sometimes, as you know, breakout sessions, popular sessions, will run them multiple times. So I want this one to also occur on Tuesday morning. There it is. This is just a tip of the iceberg with what you can do. So a couple more things that are good to know. To subscribe to the whole board if you want to be notified when anything on the board changes. So I showed you how to subscribe to a card. You could also subscribe to a list. There's a little arrow on the list. Click on subscribe, or if you come over here, show menu, more, subscribe. Now you are subscribed to the whole entire board. And then as far as getting notifications, if you go to settings, click on your name, settings, notifications. Here you can see that you can control how often you get those notifications. So when something changes, do you want to get an email right away, about once an hour, or not at all? Okay, so let me show you some other helpful resources here. Let me go back to our family reunion board. When you click on your name, help, built-in help, works great. Click on it. You can search the knowledge base, or you can read articles under the different categories. So somebody asked the same question that I had myself, and that's, does this integrate with a Google Calendar? I could search for it, but I found it out by coming here under using Trello. I just wanted to explore what some of the different things were. And here's an article right there, using Trello with Google Calendar. So that's help. And then apps, as you might imagine, it works on virtually every device or browser. And what's really exciting is that you can share your boards with certain team members. So up here, you can see this board is marked as private. Just click on that and you can change it to team. So you can add members who are also users of Trello. So they have to have a Trello account first. Then you can invite them as members of your board or your team, or you can make a board public. So with that, I want to show you that there are some public boards out there that are very inspirational for some of the things that you might be working on, especially as you plan for next year. So let's take a look at that. We're going to go over here, click on your name, and go to Getting Started Guide. So as you can see, this walks you through how to get started. I just kind of dove right in and started to play with it. But here, Inspiring Examples of Trello, click on Check Out Our Inspiration page. And so one great thing, as you know, is the blog feature with the new websites. There's a really great Trello board in here called Blog Post Ideas. I'm going to click that. While this particular board isn't specific to real estate, it just gives you an idea of how you might organize your ideas for a blog, or how you can teach agents to do so. So they have a list here called Blog Ideas, Open Blog Ideas, Guest Posts, Team Posts, and then these lists over here are actual weeks with when each post is going to go live that week. If you like a board that you find through the inspiration board, then you can make a copy of it and make it your own. And so to do that, again, you'll click here, Show Menu, More, Copy Board. And now I'll name this 2016 Blog Post Ideas. I could share it with my team, keep the cards, or I can start from scratch, click Create. And now I have a copy of this board in my boards, and then I can change it up any way that I want to. A couple others that I think would be of interest to you all would be, let me go back to my name, let's go back to the inspiration page, I'm sorry. So I searched for blog post. If I search for support, tech coordinators, look, IT support, just some inspiration for all of the different tasks that you have to manage, and for our training folks on the call, ambassadors, lesson planning. There's one for that. This, of course, looks like a math teachers or professors lesson planning board, but you get the idea. This just shows how you can plan out what the different classes are on a quarterly or monthly basis. So lots of different options to use this tool. So I'd love to hear if any of you try this out. If you come up with a board that you're using and you want to make that public and share it with the community, that would be incredibly useful to everyone on the call. And in general, if any of you come across really cool tools that you want to share with all of us, then please share them with us all. And we will invite you to be on one of our webinars. Okay, so I've gone over time just a bit, and I'm going to wrap up now. So thank you for bearing with me. All right, so our last couple of topics here. First is upcoming events. This is what you can see on the KW Technology Community Calendar. We have next week on Monday, Crush It with YouTube. That will be presented by JP Lewis. He is the head of our Win-Win Productions. There's a KW video training on Wednesday, also about YouTube, playlists specifically, and then we'll be back next Friday on the 18th for the next and final KW Technology Community webinar for 2015. Then we'll be here the following Monday. Turn Customer Feedback into Gold will be presented by Kevin. And then you can see over there to the right, we won't have any webinars on Thursday or Friday for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We are closed, as well as New Year's Day. So I'm going to end with a trivia question. Who knows what happened on this day in 2008? Google released a product. What was it? Let's see. No one said it yet, and I was surprised at the answer. Picasa, Drive, Google Plus, Voice. Nope, 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 nope. No cheating. Nope, no one's got it. Yes, Pierre wins. Chrome. I feel like Chrome was more recent than that, but no, Google's Chrome browser was released on December 11th, 2008. So time is flying, at least I feel like it is. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for sticking on for a few extra minutes. And yes, it's come a long way, absolutely. Have a great weekend, and hopefully we will see you all on the call next Monday. Encourage your agents to join to learn how they can leverage YouTube. It's part of the Google Apps for Business that you get through your KW account. And then we will see you back next Friday for the next and final technology community webinar for the year. When we have a new link ready for 2016, we'll share that with you so you can register once and attend all of the technology community webinars next year. Each link is just good for 1 year at a time. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.